My name is Alannah Gallo and I'm a wildlife biologist with WSP. I'm supporting the Green Line. I've been supporting the Green Line project since about spring 2025. So I have been a wildlife biologist for over 7 years. I'm well versed in wildlife identification, ornithology, entomology, and wildlife biology as well. So the wildlife habitat surveys look for a bunch of different significant features. So it could be things like bat hibernacula, bat roosts, we could have large stick nests, we could have pileated woodpecker cavities, we could have snake hibernacula, and a bunch of different things that might impact the project in the future. So we're identifying them now so that we can properly mitigate for them before. When we come to an area like this, do a habitat assessment, we're looking at any potential areas that might support any of these types of features. So we use the Sensitive Species Inventory Guidelines. They have a wildlife sweep protocol, and that's what we use to dictate our methods for the survey. And this is all to ensure that the project is complying with federal and provincial legislative policies, such as the Wildlife Act in Alberta and the Migratory Bird Convention Act in Canada. For right now, like I said, we're doing the preliminary works. So if there's something protected here, then we're going to make note of it. And then closer to actual construction, we're going to come back, and if it does overlap where construction wants to clear vegetation, wants to start their work, we're going to make sure that we are protecting it by applying a buffer or a setback. And usually that means flagging it with flagging tape or other means, just light construction to avoid an area. So the wildlife habitat surveys are more targeting upland areas. So we're at a wetland here and we're not targeting the trees, we're targeting the wetland. So that's why it's a wetland survey and not a habitat survey. There's some species that are a bit more cryptic and hard to detect. So things like the northern leopard frog and also the western tiger salamander doesn't make any calls. So when we do these later in the season surveys, we're able to detect them visually. So we look for signs of eggs, of larvae, tadpoles, and for like young of the year and other adults. So that's what we're looking for today. The process is similar. So we typically will walk along the edge of the wetland. So we'll be walking between like cattails, and we'll be inspecting kind of in the water along any emergent vegetation to see if there's any signs of eggs, any tadpoles hanging out maybe in the shallow areas, and taking lots of pictures and making sure we're not like disrupting the water itself. We're just looking around the edge. So we want to make sure we're protecting those wetlands by applying extra mitigations. So things like maybe silt fencing to keep any debris from washing in. So it's important to just maintain biodiversity, especially in a place like Calgary, where we have a beautiful river that runs through in this amazing riparian area with trees, and we have so many animals that move through here every year. We have incredible habitats that allow for many migratory birds to come and make their home here for a couple months of the year. So I think just intrinsically it's important to be protecting a wildlife species so that they can be around for many years, many generations to come.